you?
I'm hot.
Me too.
As is about, I think, everybody else in the Northern Hemisphere right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah. So everybody stay hydrated.
Yes.
If you can, stay somewhere cool.
And wear sunscreen.
That too.
All right. Well, I have a lot to share with you today.
I can't wait because I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, this week, after multiple dead-end stories where the extent of the haunting was, one time I heard a noise and another time a light bulb flickered, I am taking us back to New York City.
Ooh, okay.
And I will say, I feel like I was channeling my inner Jordan on this one because I watched videos on YouTube. I watched the same video twice to then take notes. I looked up old newspaper articles, all kinds of stuff. But fear not, I was still able to work in a variety of rabbit holes, as I tend to do.
Excellent.
So, without further ado, let's head back to New York City to the New Amsterdam Theatre.
Ooh, okay. Haunted theater.
Yes, it felt appropriate for us.
Yes.
And I did all this right after we just wrapped our last show, so I was in the zone. All right, the New Amsterdam Theatre is on West 42nd Street. It's just at the south end of Times Square, which is like the heart of the theater district.
Okay.
And construction began in 1902, and then the building opened in 1903. Okay. And in 1904, a rooftop theater was added as well.
Ooh.
Right?
Like an outdoor rooftop theater?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's not in use anymore, is my understanding.
Okay. Rooftop makes me think like open air.
Yeah, and it could be.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a lot of details about it, but it does come up in the story. So I was like, I'm going to make sure to mention that.
And what year was that?
The rooftop theater opened in 1904.
Okay, so probably why it's not around anymore.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get into too many details of the building, but it definitely sounds interesting. The exterior is in the Beaux Arts style, and then the interior...
Beautiful.
Yes, the interior is Art Nouveau.
Ooh.
Right?
And this is still standing as a theater today?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, not going to go into all the ins and outs of the building because once I got all my research down, I did have that initially and I was like, it's too much. We're not an architecture podcast.
Could have fooled me.
So I'm just going to say this building, when it was built, was really ahead of its time and super cool. So if you are into architecture, definitely you're going to want to look this one up.
All right.
And the dressing room could accommodate 500 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's so many people dressing. Too many.
That's that has to be like the entire basement floor.
Yeah, probably. That's too big for me.
Good night.
So, fast forward a little. In 1937, it was converted into a movie theater.
Okay.
And by the mid to late 1970s, the area was getting pretty dangerous. I mean, all of New York City kind of at that time was getting pretty dangerous. And actually, 2 armed guards were killed at the theater during a robbery in 1976.
Ooh, robs a movie theater.
Right? Like for popcorn? What?
Yeah.
Think it through, guys.
Like back then, they weren't charging what they're charging now for popcorn. So it cannot have been making that much money.
$26. In 1979, a patron was actually stabbed to death there. Which I couldn't find any details on that. But
again, who stabbed someone at the movie theater?
At the movies. I'm going to go to the movies and stab somebody. Like, that's
like
wild.
At least do it in the parking lot, you know?
And
like,
I mean,
have some class.
It could have been, like, these people could have been on drugs or something and, not in their right mind. So
and what year did you say that was?
That was 79.
Oh, okay. Then, 50-50.
Yeah. Despite the safety issues and a lack of upkeep, the theater was added to the National Register of Historic Places in January 1980.
Okay.
Now, by the end of its run as a movie theater in 1983, it was mostly showing like kung fu movies. It was not the place to go.
But the vibe of seeing a kung fu movie in an Art Nouveau 75-year-old theater,
right?
That has to be unmatched.
Absolutely. If you ever saw a kung fu movie at the New Amsterdam Theatre, let us know.
Please.
So there were efforts to redevelop it as an actual theater for about the next 10 years. And finally, it was leased by the Disney Theatrical Group and renovated. The renovations were about 95 to 97. And I was really relieved to read that all of the, mechanical updates that they did not interfere with the original design of the building, aside from a single light grid above the proscenium. So they've been able to really maintain that original design.
I don't often thank Disney for anything, but that's pretty cool.
I mean, say what you will. They have an attention to detail.
Yeah.
They don't play around.
Know how to set a vibe.
Yes. So after that renovation, it reopened as a theater in October of 97, and the premiere was The Lion King.
Have you ever seen the stage production?
Yes, I have.
It's so cool.
Okay, it's funny you should ask that because I was reading this, and I've seen both Beauty and the Beast and Lion King shows. And I knew that I saw Beauty and the Beast in New York, and it was around this time. I was like 7th grade or so. But then I was like, did I see Lion King on that same trip? Was I at this theater? Like, no, I must have seen that somewhere else. But I was like texting my mom, when did we see this? But I mean, close call. They did want to open with Beauty and the Beast, the one that I saw. But of course, as renovations tend to do, take a little bit longer than they originally planned. So yeah, they opened with Lion King in 97. That ran through June of 2006. Then we had Mary Poppins, which went through March of 2013. And then Aladdin, which is still the current show that's playing there.
Oh, this is the theater where Aladdin is?
Yes.
Okay. Which is also an incredibly tech-heavy... This is a lot of very tech-heavy shows.
Yeah. They must have gone all out with these renovations, making sure they could do everything they may possibly need to do.
Probably an entire new fly system.
Oh, yeah. At least I hope, for everybody's sake and safety. So Disney's restoration of the theater helped encourage more redevelopment of Times Square because, like I said, a lot of New York had gotten a little bit sketchy. So now, of course, this did bring some criticism of the Disneyfication of the area, which I get. But ultimately, I think that's preferable to somebody getting stabbed while watching a kung fu movie.
Yeah, or the building falling down.
Right, yeah.
Also, I mean, just Disney isn't something that I really put with New York in my head.
No, I don't think New York City Disney immediately.
Yeah, I know, obviously they have musicals. Yeah. But as far as Disneyfication goes, I think New York is fairly low on the list compared to some other locations.
Yes, that is more like Disney meeting New York standards rather than Disney or New York meeting Disney standards. Yeah. So, but some people love to complain about anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need an excuse to complain about Disney. If Caroline listens to this, she's going to beat me up.
She will fight us. We're sorry. So, from 1913 to 1927, the New Amsterdam was the home to the Ziegfeld Follies. Oh. And these were created by Florence Ziegfeld Jr., and this was an elaborate theatrical revue. And these were in New York City from 1907 to 1931.
Which is why the dressing room needed to fit 500 people.
Yeah. And then they had subsequent revivals in 34, 36, 43, and 57. So very popular. A lot of the top entertainers in America appeared in those shows. And one of the things that they were known for were the Ziegfeld girls. So essentially, these are chorus girls dressed in extremely elaborate costumes for the shows,
very Moulin Rouge type.
Yes, Moulin Rouge. Think Vegas showgirl today, carrying probably 30 pounds of costume
of just
on
feathers.
Her. Yes, and trying to dance and walk on heels and everything. So if anybody is familiar with the musical/movie Funny Girl, then you'll know it focuses on Fanny Brice's career with the Follies. We're not going to talk about Fanny Brice, though. We are going to talk about a different Ziegfeld girl. Okay. Olive Thomas.
I love the name Olive.
Right?
I don't know why, but I just love that.
It's a classic. Yeah. It's kind of unique. And let me tell you, so is Olive Thomas.
Okay.
She lives up to that name. So she was born Olive Duffy on October 20th, 1894 in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
and her father died when she was 12.
Okay.
So she and her 2 brothers would often stay with their grandparents while their mother went to work in a local factory to help support them, which I cannot even imagine.
Yeah.
At 15, Olive dropped out of school to help support the family. She sold gingham at a department store for $2.75 a week. Yeah. I like that it's specifically gingham. Like, she's solely working in gingham.
She's the gingham girl.
Don't
That's
ask
the
her
only
about,
fabric she can sell.
Don't ask her about satin. Don't ask her about lace. Gingham.
I mean, it was popular back then.
Absolutely.
Just look at Wizard of Oz, you know?
True. So this would have been about 1909. And the inflation calculator that I always go to actually only goes back to 1913.
I know. All the major ones do.
There must be something about that.
I think that's like when they started actually keeping track of inflation.
I'm
Anything before that is just guesswork.
We could easily look into it. The point is we haven't. Maybe I will. Or maybe my husband knows and he'll listen to this and be like, actually, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll be smarter. So I don't have an exact amount for you. It would be about $95 a week today.
Okay.
Now, 2 years later, at the age of 16, about 6 months before she turned 17, Olive married Bernard Krug Thomas.
Oof. Okay.
Right? Ugh. They separated 2 years later in 1913.
When she became an adult.
Right, yeah. She outgrew the marriage at the age of 18. So they separate, and Olive moved to New York City to live with a family member. She was granted a divorce on September 25th, 1915, which is my brother's birthday.
Ah,
happy
birthday.
Not 1915, but you know. That would be weird.
Didn't you know your brother's actually a vampire?
I mean, it tracks. No, I'm just kidding. So the divorce was granted on the grounds of, quote, desertion and cruelty.
Ooh.
No more details about that. I don't know if there was abuse or anything. I will say, spoiler alert, after her death, her first husband did an interview saying that, quote, her ambition and desire to obtain a life of luxury and improve her station ended their marriage. So God forbid a woman have a hobby like wanting to improve her life. Yeah, so he sounds meh.
Yeah. I would be willing to give him more grace, except for the alleged cruelty.
Yeah, I wish I could have found a little more detail on that, but... And I mean, it could have been one of those things that back then, like, it had a different meaning when used in that sense. Who knows?
Yeah, the abandonment just makes me think, like, they separated and she didn't have anything to fall back on.
Yeah.
But cruelty is...
It's different.
Raising my eyebrow.
For sure. So we're going to fast forward to 1914, and Olive is still working as a department store girl now in New York City. Don't know if it was still solely in the area of gingham.
Might have upgraded.
She may have. Promoted to silk. So she's about 19 years old, and she's separated from her husband. Not exactly a promising scenario back in that day.
No, a 19-year-old who already has a divorce under her belt?
Not great.
I know it's New York, but, like, still.
Yeah. So what she did have, though, was her look. She was very pretty, and I'm going to show you a picture of her now.
A picture? Oh, she is cute. Stop.
Just, I mean, like...
The little ringlet curls and the hat. She looks like a doll, almost.
Very, like, girl next door, all-American sweetheart
That's
kind
an
of
ingenue if I've ever seen.
Oh, my gosh. So, the silent film star Mary Pickford was quoted as saying, "The beauty of Olive Thomas is legendary. The girl had the loveliest violet blue eyes I have ever seen. They were fringed with long dark lashes that seemed darker because of the delicate translucent pallor of her skin." So it's kind of a little bit sounding like Elizabeth Taylor to me.
This woman sounds like she's in love with her.
Trust me, she's not.
Oh.
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it does kind of sound like that.
Her violet blue eyes framed by dark lashes.
Yes. She might have sat and really thought about that one before she gave the quote. So in 1914, Olive enters and wins the Most Beautiful Girl in New York City contest.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
No big deal. And that was sponsored
Imagine
by...
if they were still holding that.
Not problematic at all.
Nah.
So the Most Beautiful Girl in New York City contest was sponsored by an artist named Howard Chandler Christie.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't heard of him, which probably most people haven't, I'm going to guarantee that you know his work.
Is it Christie's?
I don't think it's a connection to that.
Okay.
For example, the scene at the signing of the Constitution of the United States, kind of that classic one where all the founding fathers are there.
Yeah.
That is one of his most famous paintings.
Oh, okay.
And it has been on display at the U.S. Capitol since 1941.
Yeah, not what I had in my head when you said artist in New York.
He's got kind of a range.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Now, have you ever heard of the Gibson girl?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the hairdo?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right here in my notes. I said kind of the quintessential look for women back in the late 1800s to early 1900s. She's got what I'm going to describe as the 1890s version of a messy bun up on her head.
The big bouffant
right,
type
yes.
thing.
So by the 1910s or so, the Christie girl had kind of begun replacing the Gibson girl. So, of course, these are named after the men who designed and painted them. Love that for women.
Yeah.
Now, when World War I started, Christie started doing a lot of patriotic propaganda posters, which is what I have to show you.
Did he do the I want you?
I don't think he did that one, but he did do this one that says, "Gee, I wish I were a man. I'd join the Navy."
Okay, I am fully recognizing this art style now.
Yes, for sure. So that is an example of a Christie girl.
Okay.
So propaganda aside, the guy was a good artist.
Yeah.
Anyway, winning this contest helps Olive establish herself as a model. She began posing for lots of prominent artists of the day. She was seen on tons of magazine covers, including the Saturday Evening Post, which of course was huge. Now, one of the artists that she posed for claims that he wrote a letter to Flo Ziegfeld recommending Olive for the Follies. Oh. And I will say that Olive disputed this. She claims that she walked right up to Ziegfeld and asked for the job, which I absolutely love. And
does she have any singing or dancing, any training whatsoever?
There was no mention of training.
She's just that naturally gifted.
I mean, she might, she was pretty good. Now, I absolutely love that story for her. And given everything else I've read about her, it would not surprise me at all if that were what happened. She just walked up to this man and said, "Hey, put me in your show."
Well, especially considering what her ex-husband said.
Right? Yeah. Either way, she made her Follies debut on June 21st, 1915, which, fun fact, is the day I started researching this.
Heyo.
And I was writing this on June 22nd, so I had to throw that in there. Now, Olive was an immediate success, and that led to Ziegfeld casting her as Miss January in the Follies Girl of the Month calendar. And she also became a featured performer in the more risque Midnight Frolic show, which was held on the Rooftop Theatre. Now, at the Midnight Frolic show, she would do things like dance in daring costumes. I mean, her and the other ladies, of course. Some of them made mostly of balloons. And the largely male audience members were encouraged to pop the balloons with their cigars.
Oh my God.
I also read something about there being like some sort of balcony or bridge or something made of glass that they walked on. So, of course, look right up and see whatever you want there. I mean, early 1900s, you're probably just seeing a lot of fabric.
Well, or nothing between some balloons.
True.
Because you can't walk with a balloon between your legs.
Challenge accept. No, I'm just kidding. She received all sorts of gifts from her fans, including, according to a rumor, a $10,000 string of pearls from an ambassador.
This is literally Moulin Rouge.
Yes, this has Moulin Rouge vibes all over it.
Oh my God.
Yes. Now, one story says this was the German ambassador. Another says French. Who's to say?
If I get a $10,000 string of pearls from somebody back in circa 1915, I'm quitting my job, buying a castle somewhere. I'm fucking off like India. Nobody talk to me ever again.
Right, yeah.
I have everything I need.
And I mean, maybe she should have done that. Olive also began an affair with Ziegfeld.
Only one?
This is the only one documented.
Okay.
Apparently, Ziegfeld had affairs with other Folly girls, shocking no one.
And I'm assuming it's an affair because he is married.
He is.
Okay.
And Olive actually put an end to the affair when Ziegfeld refused to leave his wife and marry her. So, good on you. Shouldn't have gotten started in the first place, but...
Well, if he promised her that he loved her and he would leave his marriage for her...
tale as old as time.
Women have gotten into affairs for less.
For sure. So Olive is in the Follies. She is still modeling. And in July of 1916, she gets into the silent film business. In 1918, she's signed a contract with Selznick Pictures for...
Okay. David O. Selznick. Yes. I know him.
For $2,500 a week. Quite a step up from that $275 that she'd been making less than 10 years earlier. She played the lead role in a film called The Flapper, which was pretty much the first film to highlight the flapper lifestyle and really introduce that term flapper into the lexicon.
Cool.
Now, something that people who are less obsessed with Singin' in the Rain than I am may not give much thought to just how quickly studios could crank out films in the silent film era. You didn't have to wait for actors to memorize lines. You just, filmed them pantomiming and then added in a few title cards here and there to actually tell the story. Boom, you were done. Directors just sitting there in those puffy director pants, yelling through a megaphone, shouting directions at the actors. Couple days later, you got a movie. I've already told you that Olive's first film came out in July of 1916. Now, her final film was released on October 4th, 1920, which was less than a month after her death. Do you want to guess how many films Olive was in during her 51-month film career?
I'm going to go insane. I'm going to say 1,000.
Okay, that would be frigging nuts. No, she was in 22.
In 51 months.
Yes. 1 in 1916, 5 in 1917, 3 in 1918, 8 in 1919, and 5 in 1920. So many.
So averaged out to like a month or a film every 2 months.
Pretty much. And actually the contract that she signed with Selznick in 1918 stipulated that she star in 8 movies a year, which is roughly 1 movie every 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's wild. Now, with all that work, you might think Olive had no time for romance. You would be wrong.
Well, she's not having to memorize lines.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it.
Absolutely, yeah. Not even really memorize her blocking. The director's just going to yell it at her. So, yeah, you're right. But she did have time on her hands. So she actually met Jack Pickford, brother of Mary Pickford, the silent film star that I mentioned earlier.
Were they rivals?
Mary Pickford was on a completely different level. And the Pickford family was like a big deal, very well known, very, like upstanding reputation.
Gotcha. Like the Kennedys of silent film.
Kind of, with the exception of Jack is going to skew more what we would expect from the Kennedys today. So she and Jack meet in 1916, actually at the Follies. And the two eloped in October of that year. They actually kept it secret for over a year.
Oh, wow.
Now, possibly in part due to Jack's family not really approving of Olive and really looking down on the Follies. The video that I watched said something about them basically viewing the musical comedy scene as one step above prostitution.
Well, okay. To their credit, if I had heard about what was going on in the rooftop during the midnight show.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not going to say that's too far. I'm not here to slut shame, obviously, but I'm not going to call them wrong.
They're not, yeah, it's something.
Yeah, in that era.
Now, Olive also didn't really want to rely on the Pickford name to advance her career, so that's good on her.
Yeah, also fair.
Yeah, she didn't want to just make her way based on, what they had already done.
Well, it sounds like she didn't need to.
Yeah, no, she did not. Now, apparently Jack was a playboy, and their romance provided a lot of fodder for the tabloids. Jack really liked to party and was described as always pleasant and always loaded. Most likely on alcohol and cocaine.
Okay.
But to be fair, I think cocaine was in everything back in those days, right?
Yeah. I mean, he makes a rum and coke and he's sloshed.
He's done. It was also rumored that he contracted syphilis in 1917.
Oh.
One biographer of Mary Pickford's said that Jack was known as Mr. Syphilis.
Oh.
And now I have to say that as someone who never really had a nickname that just developed organically, and I've always been really bummed about that, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, could be worse.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Everybody just call me Erin. We don't need to nickname if people are coming up with Mr. Syphilis.
And so they got married in, you said 1916?
16.
And then in 17,
he supposedly,
syphilis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, they spent a lot of their marriage apart due to their work schedules. Jack was also in films, not as successful as Mary or as Olive, but both very busy.
Well, that has to make it easier to hide your marriage for a year.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when they were together, they really liked to party. They loved to give each other extravagant gifts. They were just, really embodying, I know it's not quite the 20s yet, but that whole opulent lifestyle.
It's very Great Gatsby.
Yes. Definitely. Now, there was one quote that kind of seemed to imply that they had sort of a don't ask, don't tell open marriage situation because they spent so much time apart. I couldn't verify that. It was something like, when they first got together and they would actually be together, there would be a lot of fighting. You were with so-and-so, you were with so-and-so. And then they learned that it was easier to just not talk about that.
Yeah.
So that may have been the case. She may have been seeing other people as well, just not contracting syphilis. So in August of 1920, the two decided to take a second honeymoon in Paris. Now, they never actually had a first honeymoon, but we're taking a second one.
Well, just a delayed honeymoon.
Yes, yeah. And they stayed at the Hotel Ritz.
Okay.
Now, the details surrounding the night of September 5th, 1920 vary depending on which article you read, but this is the gist of it. After another late night of partying, Olive winds up ingesting mercury bichloride, which doesn't sound good right off the bat.
No, where do you even get that?
Well, I'm going to tell you. In the early 20th century, mercury bichloride was a common over-the-counter disinfectant recommended for everything from fighting measles germs to protecting fur coats and exterminating red ants. So a real kind of panacea.
But not something that you want to ingest.
Not for eating, no. There was actually a quote from a doctor in 1913. This was on the Wikipedia page for mercury bichloride. He mentioned that while it's very effective, it is so corrosive and dangerous that it shouldn't be available without a prescription. But of course it was. Now, would you care to take a guess as to another common use for a topical mercury bichloride back in the day?
Makeup?
No, close. I mean, not really close. It was used to treat syphilis.
Oh, no.
So prior to antibiotics, people were using mercury bichloride, which I'm imagining did not feel great.
And is syphilis the one that gives you like sores?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he's rubbing that shit on his sores?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Some articles are going to tell you that this substance was in some sort of cleaning product in the bathroom. Others are going to say that Jack was using it to treat his syphilis. We're not really sure. There's obviously tons of speculation surrounding why Olive took it. Was it an accident? Did she drunkenly mistake it for a bottle of sleeping pills? That's one story. Did she drink toilet cleaner confused by the French label, which was in Jack's original statement?
Oh. That's not suspicious.
Yeah. Did she take it intentionally after maybe she just learned that Jack had syphilis? Did Jack somehow slip it to her? Who's to say? What we do know is that Olive was hospitalized and died 5 days later, which had to be
a rough 5 days.
Yes. There was an official inquest, and her death was ruled an accident. The tabloids, of course, went crazy with the story as soon as she was hospitalized. And this appears to be one of the first major Hollywood scandals and examples of media sensationalism related to a Hollywood star, which, of course, we see all of the time now. So it seems that Olive chose to return to her beloved New Amsterdam Theatre after her death. I couldn't find any stories prior to Disney's ownership of it, but it makes sense to me that Olive would wait for it to revert back to a traditional theater as she knew it before she went back. She's not going for kung fu.
No. She's like, what's this? What is this talkie?
Yeah.
No. We're here for the movies, not the talkies.
Completely blew her mind. The first recorded Olive sighting was in January of 1997, prior to the grand reopening. Each night, there was only one security guard in the whole building, just, making his rounds, making sure everything's okay. And one night he was shining his flashlight across the stage and he saw a woman in a 1920s style beaded dress.
I'd shit myself.
Walk across the stage. Absolutely, fully. And the theater's not open yet, so it's not like, hey, actor, why are you still here? Like,
well, and just pitch black and then just in the flashlight beam. No, good night. Absolutely not.
So he sees her walk across the stage and he kind of does like a double take.
Yeah, shits himself.
He shits himself. He does a double take. And when he looks again, she crossed the stage, stopped, smiled, and blew him a kiss, which is kind of cute. But still shit your pants.
I'm intrigued, but also still absolutely not. It's cute.
It's cute.
I'm here for her. I don't want that to happen to me.
No. Please don't. No kisses. So she blows him a kiss and then she just walks out the stage door onto 41st Street.
Huh.
Theater staff and performers have experienced strange occurrences that they do attribute to Olive, including seeing a figure wandering backstage, just, moving silently through the shadows. They also experience sudden cold spots, strange sounds, whispers when no one else is around, and even seeing a woman's face in mirrors.
Oh.
Ushers and overnight security guards will sometimes feel a little touch or tap on the back, only to turn around and find no one there, kind of playing a little joke on them, I guess. And I can't remember if I have it in here later, but at this point, I assume they are still doing this. They only have female security guards now.
Oh.
Because Olive is much more active around men. She doesn't really appear to women as much.
I wonder how you justify that to like a labor board. Listen, I know that this is technically sexist, but we can only hire female security guards.
Because of the ghost. And I mean, I read that in multiple places, so I waited before I put it in here.
Maybe it's like they hire security, anybody, but then they only will put the females on shift at night.
The night, yes. That's what I meant. I should have said it that way. Yes, the women cover the night shift.
That would be so funny, though.
Our all-female security team. I would watch like a musical on the all-female security team.
I would watch a ghost hunting show.
Absolutely. There are common reports of Olive appearing during late-night rehearsals or final checks before performances. Cast and crew claim to feel as though they are being watched. I mean, obviously they're being watched. They're in theater, but, different kind of watched.
Well, the crew isn't typically being watched, so that's a little unsettling.
Some of them even catching glimpses of a figure out of the corner of their eye. I wrote this and I'm kind of giving myself goosebumps, which is... it doesn't take much for me. Some say that props move unexpectedly. Now, it didn't seem to be like, they levitate and float, but just they're not where you put them. And if you don't know anything about theater, like that's a big thing. You always put your prop back.
Your prop belongs on a specific spot that is usually labeled.
And there are people who check that, stage managers are checking that, the actors themselves are checking that because you don't want to be without your prop. So they have props move unexpectedly, lights flicker, doors closing on their own, and of course that leads many to believe that Olive is just, making her presence known.
That's gotta be so annoying as the lighting designer. Like, I just replaced that bulb.
Damn it. Yeah. Now, one time, this is a crazy story. A group of Disney staffers were in one of the offices and they were discussing the film The Artist, which came out in 2011. And it's all about kind of the silent film era. So they were talking about this movie. They were talking about the silent film era in general. They started wondering, how many of these Follies girls went on to be film stars. And someone mentioned Olive's name. And then somebody else countered by saying Mary Pickford was the real star of the silent era. And then they wondered out loud what Olive would think of The Artist. And a stack of, it said 13 to 14 DVDs of The Artist were sitting on a table, flew into the air, and crashed across the room about 3 feet away.
She said, fuck your movie.
Yeah. So we know how she felt about The Artist, which I have not seen, so I can't back her up on that either way.
Is it a Disney movie?
I don't think so.
Why did they have 13 to 14 copies of it?
Maybe it was. I don't know. I got to look into the artist.
She's just like, man, I really love this movie. I'm going to give a copy of it to every member of the cast.
I mean, maybe. You're really passionate about it. So I thought that was a pretty wild story. In 2014, after the opening of Aladdin, an audience member approached an usher and requested a booster seat for her child. Now, obviously, the ushers are not going to interrupt the show to bring you a booster seat. So they wait until intermission, and they brought her one. But she already had one. And she said, oh, that lady at the back of the theater showed me where they were.
Oh.
Now, no staff were ever positioned at the back of the theater during the show. I mean, I guess this could have, just been another theater patron, but presumably it's the middle of the show. Everybody's watching the show.
Yeah, and if they have the booster seats somewhere, like, not visible.
Yeah.
How many people know where they are?
Right, that was my thought. So Olive was helping make sure the kid could be comfortable and see the show. Now, Olive is not a malevolent spirit, which I thought we could use still recovering from the fresh ghost of Bel Air. I mean, I'm still thinking about those episodes.
Yep.
So Olive is a much friendlier spirit. She never hurts anybody. She tends to show up when most people are gone. And I guess for that lady in the theater, obviously it was just to that lady.
Like in the back when nobody's looking.
Yes. As I said, she seems to appear mostly to men, which kind of makes sense given the flirty characters that she often portrayed. Mm-hmm. One of the things I read said she was becoming really well known for what's called a baby vamp character.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's essentially like kind of a young woman who's just kind of coming into her sexuality and...
Like a Betty Boop, kind of?
Sort of. And like, she's kind of unsure about herself, but then this burgeoning sexuality is kind of causing all the people around her to be like, hijinks ensue, etc.
Yeah.
Say what you will about that and feminism and whatever, but that's like the role that she was playing a lot of. Some who experience her presence describe it as peaceful and comforting, and they think of her as kind of a guardian of the New Amsterdam, bringing good fortune and just watching over every performance.
Yeah, well, while I would not want to see her in a flashlight beam in a pitch dark theater.
No.
I do think it would be very sweet to catch sight of her or to experience any of these phenomena because they sound harmless and
just nice.
Yeah, just kind of like, hey,
I'm
here.
You got somebody looking out for you, looking out for the show.
Yeah,
it's nice. Dana Amendola, I think is how you say it. He is the VP of operations for Disney Theatrical Group. And he was in several of the articles I read and videos I watched. And he's placed photographs of Olive at every entrance of the theater.
Oh.
So that workers can greet her each day when they arrive to work. That's kind of thought to help keep her mischief to a minimum if we're acknowledging her.
Yeah. She just doesn't want to be forgotten. Right.
Absolutely. The majority of the photos are only visible to the Disney employees. So these are staff entrances and exits. Gotcha. Now, many of them do have a ritual of, blowing a little kiss or touching the picture frame as they enter and leave.
That's cute.
Yes. And many also say, "Good night, Olive," as they leave for the day. Now, audience members who enter through the main entrance on 42nd Street can see a picture of Olive as well. They've got, big pictures of some of the different stars of the era, and she is up there. Now, despite all of this being brand new information to me, I'd never heard of Olive or any of this, her story is actually fairly well known. In addition to the various web pages and YouTube videos I found, there's also a 2014 documentary called Olive Thomas, Everybody's Sweetheart. I was not able to find it streaming anywhere, at least not for free. And there, I'm only going so far for this. I had enough here.
Yeah, we're not making money on this yet.
No. There's also a biography called Olive Thomas, The Life and Death of a Silent Film Beauty. A musical called Ghostlight.
Oh.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything about it. So I guess it must have been kind of a small thing. But big enough to have been in this article that I read.
Yeah.
Because, of course, then I was like, can we do Ghostlight? What are the rights to Ghostlight? There's also an immersive musical called Ziegfeld's Midnight Frolic and a fictionalized biography called The Forgotten Flapper. Now...
A fictionalized biography.
Yes.
That's a sentence.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of, historical fiction kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Or doing a lot of what we've talked about reading in some of these stories.
Like
where
sensationalized.
Yeah, okay, you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the look they had on their face. Come on. So, like I said, Olive's very well known. The story's very popular. Obviously, a lot of people want to have their own Olive story and have an encounter with her.
Yeah. I'm one of them now.
Just not the flashlight in the stage.
No. I'll go during daytime hours.
Yeah, that's not the one we want. Thank you. So people are so interested in trying to have their own encounter with her that now staff at the New Amsterdam actually have to do a special sweep of the entire theater each night, looking for Olive's fans who've tried to hide themselves away in some little nook or cranny.
Let's not do that.
They're wanting to stay in the building overnight, just hoping to meet Olive. I mean, I can't blame them. She sounds very sweet.
Yeah, but Disney's got scary lawyers, and I'm not trespassing on Disney property.
No. It does sound like they are, really good. I don't know if good sports is the right term, but like they like Olive. They're especially the VP guy.
Yeah, he sounds fully believing.
Oh yeah, he said when the security guard first saw, that first sighting, he actually called him. It's the middle of the night, and he called him and woke him up. He's like, something's going on down here. And, he went down there. Then when the people told him the story about the DVDs, he said they didn't attribute it to Olive.
They were like, that was weird. Anyway.
What a funny coincidence. It's like the people we've talked about multiple times with the sheets are flying off their bed. Oh, this is so weird.
What a weird breeze.
Yeah.
In my bedroom.
With all the doors and windows closed. So he was like, no, yeah, that sounds like Olive. Y'all didn't make that connection. So he's...
The woman you were literally just talking about?
And Playbill has actually done several of the stories that I got were from articles by Playbill. So she is a well-known theater ghost.
I am convinced that every single theater is haunted. Caroline and I have talked about this. I'm convinced every single theater in the world is haunted.
Oh, for sure.
And theater people are generally superstitious.
Oh, my God, yes. I considered, and I mean, I know it's not the whole purpose of the ghost light, but I considered like going down a little ghost light rabbit hole, but then I was like, you're taking too long. Just stop it. But I did think it was funny that the musical is called Ghost Light.
That's cute.
So that is the story of Olive Thomas and the New Amsterdam Theatre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I want to go see your show there.
Right? I'm sure it's really easy to get tickets to see these popular Disney shows.
It's going to be really cheap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can do this. We can stay at the Chelsea where it's, $700 a night or whatever it was.
Oh, my God.
We can do that, no problem.
And then if I did, it would be the same thing that I did when I saw the show at the Royal Theatre at Drury Lane, where I'm like, not like half the show, I'm not even watching it. I'm just looking at the side where the ghost is supposed to appear.
Yeah. Not even getting your money's worth.
No.
Unless you see the ghost.
Exactly.
Then. Oh.
It's worth it.
Yeah. And if we ever do make money on this, you write it off because that's a business expense. This was research. These tickets to see Aladdin. This hotel. I couldn't have done it.
Can you imagine?
That would be wild.
Well, that was very interesting. Thank you.
Good.
I had never heard of Olive either.
No, okay, good. Because I started to think when the more videos and articles and things I saw, I'm like, am I just completely out of the loop on this?
No. Unless I am.
Okay, so we're both potentially out of the loop, and that's okay.
But we were also out of the loop on the Bel Air house.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of loops we're in.
The wrong ones.
Apparently.
Fruit Loops. I don't know. But
also, I think that's kind of fun because then we get to come in with a fresh mind and look at it all. Like, you did not know about Robert the Doll, right?
No.
But I did. Mm-hmm. But then some of the information you had was different from what I had been told. So it's very interesting of the versions of stuff that go around and then getting to look at it from a new angle.
Well, and then I think we're now for the podcast, we are going more in depth and making...
I've always gone in depth.
No, well, yeah. But me...
I can't help it.
No, I'm not going that in depth. I'm moving on. But where we're looking and we're making sure, is this on multiple sites and books and whatever before I write this into my episode? Whereas before, for me, I'm not cross-referencing different websites. So whatever this one said, that's what I'm going to think happened. So there's a little bit of that in there too.
I think, ironically, Caroline's theater that she did the one in
Utah? I think it was Utah.
The Capitol Theater, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
I think, ironically, I may be making this up. It's been 8 months now.
Yeah.
I think all of her research for that came from one single article.
Oh, wow.
So the shift is just funny from where we were then to where we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you are bringing that accurate information. And the more listeners we get, like, the more I'm like, I don't want to say something wrong and have, somebody's like, I live in New York City and my grandfather built the New Amsterdam Theater. This is a lie or whatever. Because that's what's going to happen.
If the first listener who reaches out to us is just to complain about something.
It's Kristen Lee.
So
She's
sad.
mad.
She's going to sue me. Anyway. Thank you for all your hard research.
You are welcome.
I appreciate it. All right. Is that it?
That is it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Erin, and thank you to our listeners. If you do want to reach out to us about anything that is not yelling at us about
no
misinformation,
yelling.
Please, you can do that by emailing us at egagspodcast. That's EGAGS podcast @gmail.com. We are also on basically all of the social medias at egagspodcast. You can find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's like the shortest I've ever done it.
Yeah. I'm like, is there anything else to say? I don't think so.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. And if you have any spooky experiences, either with a theater ghost or anything else, supernatural, paranormal, unexplained, whatever, aliens, glitches in the Matrix.
We're here for it.
Whatever. Send it to us. We'll share it on the show.
Even if you don't think it's that crazy, we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Send it on over.
I've had a couple of the stories that, like my friends have sent in. They're like, oh, it's going to be like 3 or 4 sentences. It's not that bad. I'm like, oh, we'll milk that into at least a 10-minute segment.
Don't kid yourself, okay?
There's something here. Yeah. Just share it with us.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. You leave that to us.
Yeah. So, like always, remember, this is Everybody's Got a Ghost Story.
What's yours?